Hello and welcome. In our last video we covered how to fill the key point in an HDFC report. Okay, so basically today we are diving into another critical topic, how to effectively utilize defective image data according to the auditor MOM finding, right? So it's crucial for ensuring compliance and accuracy. So let's explore this together. Okay, so to know the critical finding, first we have to go through the MOM. Okay, so so this is a MOM. Okay, so basically this is a MOM. So the first finding the auditor mentioned on the MOM is ELCB RCCB are not available. Okay, so we have to mention this ELCB RCCB is not available on our report, as well as we have to utilize these images or finding on a finding of MOM. Okay, so ELCB and RCCB are not available. Okay, so we have to mention on our report. At we have to get this point on point number 32. No, sorry, 23. I think it's basically I have gone through this report. This is, yeah, it is. Okay, so the finding the author mentioned on MOM is ELCB are not available. You have to mention this here. First you have to mention yes. Okay, yes, and mention that ELCB slash RCCB is not available, not available, not available. Okay, LC bars are not available, so you have to provide the recommendation here, because basically this is the observation point, and this is the recommendation box. Okay, so before taking recommendation, before providing the recommendation, okay, you have to mention yes here. Okay, if the point is okay, so you have to mention no. If you taken the recommendation, if you provide the recommendation, you have to mention yes. Okay, in this box like this. Okay, so you have to provide the recommendation. It is recommended to provide 30 milliampere ELCB slash RCCB. Yeah, we have to provide the recommendation for 30 milliampere ELCB, because it is quite crucial for human being. Okay, because the more the current exceeding 30 milliampere, which is very harmful for a human body. Okay, that's why we give the recommendation for 30 milliampere ELCB and RCCB to provide the protection. Okay, for human being. Yeah. Okay, so now the second finding is any voltage. Okay, so you have to mention the any voltage in your report. Okay, so now we have to mention this any voltage in our report. Okay, so any voltage point, so we have to check where is any voltage point, from where we mention the any voltage. Okay, yeah, here it is. Note down the voltage between the neutral and earth. Okay, neutral the earth, between earth, sorry, between the, sorry, there is a between the earth and neutral. Basically you have to remember the point. Okay, where you mentioned the neutral to earth voltage. Yeah, neutral to earth voltage, any means neutral to earth. Okay, the any stand for neutral to earth. Okay, so you have to mention the any voltage. Here we take no, because we don't provide the recommendation, because any voltage is perfect, absolutely perfect, because it's below the 2 volt. Okay, so we usually provide recommendation for voltage, any voltage more than 2 volt. I think it's at 2 volt, sometimes it's a 4 volt, so it's a different criteria for different side. Okay, so now we have to mention this any voltage here. Okay, here you can see any voltage is basically 0.64. The 0.64, 0.64. Yeah, we don't provide the recommendation. Okay, and also check, yeah, any voltage. Okay, so if the auditor mentioned that the where is taking the voltage, okay, any voltage, it's I think it's a auditor doesn't mention that where it took the voltage of any voltage. Okay, so you usually mention the panel. Okay, panel, because sometime panel is not available on the site, so you have to mention the location like dB. Okay, sockets like this. Okay, so now we'll move on the third point. Okay, or third finding. Now we'll move on the third finding, that is the current. Okay, so here you can see that there's a two set of the reading. Okay, so this is a reading of first floor and this is a reading of second floor. Okay, so in this report we have to mention the load of first floor. Okay, but in second report we have to mention the load of the second floor. Okay, so now we are going to mention this reading in our report. Okay, here you can see. Okay, so you have to mention this reading in a point number 26. You can see that check the current in main panel distribution. Okay, so current measure and you have to mention here. Yeah, we have to mention this value. Okay, 39.4, 39.4. The Y phase current is 36 ampere. 36 ampere, and the B phase current is 33.8 ampere. And the neutral current is 6.1 ampere. Yeah, 6.1 ampere. Okay, so basically this is our reading of current. Okay, the outer took and the side. Okay, so now one more point is that you have to mention the neutral current at one more point. Okay, it's a 56. Yeah, this is a 56. Here is mentioned load unbalanced, but no, load is balanced here, because we in the for the to know that load is balanced or not, you have to check the load distribution. Okay, so you have to see that the load or current is very close to each other. Okay, 39, 36, 33. So that means the load is balanced. Okay, if the current in the R phase is like 39 ampere and the Y phase current is 56 ampere. Okay, B phase current is 23 ampere. Okay, so that means load imbalance. So basically we check the how close the current each other. Okay, the more the close the current, the more the closer, that means the load is balanced. Okay, so here you can see that there is no significant difference between the current. Okay, this is 39 ampere, 36, 33. Okay, and the neutral is quite low. Okay, so the load is balanced, so you have to remove, you have to mention that balance here. Okay, and mention the neutral current value here. .1 ampere, and remove the recommendation 2, because the load is balanced. Okay, in case of load is unbalanced, so you have to mention load unbalanced here and provide the recommendation like this. Okay, so basically it is recommended to balance the load in case of if you find that the load is unbalanced. Okay, but here we find that the load is balanced, so we have to remove this recommendation. Okay, now the another observation or another finding is that both AC and air conditioner DB found open in ground floor. Okay, so we have to mention this in our report. Okay, so here you can see that. Okay, you have to go through this point again, like this. Yeah, here it is all opening of electrical panel are closed and vermin proof. So here you mention that the opening of all electrical panel as well as DB. Okay, so in case if you find that the DB door is not available, okay, or you find that the open slot found at DB, open slot basically means there's a space between the MCCBs. Okay, so you have to mention here at point number 34. Okay, so here we mention, you know what, here we mention just in case of a finding. Okay, and you have to mention here, you have to mention what, you have to mention the finding. Both ACDB, both ACDB found open, found open at ground floor. Okay, and here you provide the recommendation in front of observation. Okay, like this. It is recommended to provide DB door. Okay, you're going to provide DB door, and you also include the for safety purpose like this. Okay, so that is the recommendation. Okay, now we'll move on the fourth observation. DG door DG door found broken. Okay, so DG door found broken, you have to mention this observation in your report. Okay, so we'll check again where we will mention from very first point, 5 meter around DG, that is the point of DG. Okay, diesel generator. So here you can see that is canopy door, basically canopy door, that means the DG door. Okay, lock or not lock, open, damage, like this. Okay, so this point is belongs to the DG door. Okay, so you have to mention here because here we provide the recommendation, that's why that is already okay, because this site is belong this is the previous site report. Okay, so you have to find that some point is yes. So for better understanding, I have mentioned here yes. Okay, why yes? Because we provide the recommendation here. Okay, yes, and you have to mention here what you have to mention. You have to mention that DG door found broken. DG door found broken during audit. Okay, during audit. So there's the recommendation box, so we have to provide the recommendation here. It is recommended to provide DG door. Okay, DG door. So now we'll move on the fifth observation. Okay, SLD not available, both panel and DB. SLD stand for single line diagram. Okay, so for troubleshooting we need a SLDs. Okay, to know where we found the fault. Okay, so SLD is quite crucial. Okay, in case of troubleshooting. Okay, so SLD not available, both panel and DBs. So we have to mention this SLD point. Okay, so we have to mention this. SLD point, we have to check as where is the SLD point. Yeah, here you can see is SLD like this, is SLD single line diagram, and actual installation is match is sorry, there's a format problem, so I think is matching. So basically 18 point is belongs to the SLD. Okay, so we have to mention this finding in point number 18 is SLD and actually installation is matching. So we have to mention here, you know already that I already told you that when you give the recommendation, when you provide the recommendation at site, you have to mention yes. Okay, yes. So what was the observation? The SLD not available, both panel DB, at both panel DB. So we have to mention here SLD is not available at both DB and panel. Okay, DB and okay. So you have to mention in, I have already told you that in point number 18 you have to mention SLD if SLD is not available. Okay, so SLD is not available at both DB and panel, so you have to provide the recommendation just in front of observation. So what was the observation? SLD is not available, so recommendation is like that. It is recommended, this is recommended to provide what? Provide SLD at both panel as well as dBs for, okay, that's it for dBs, okay, as well as dBs. Okay, so now our sixth observation has been complete. Now we'll move on the seventh observation, cable dressing required in server room. Okay, so cable dressing basically, so in if you find that the cable dressing is poor, so you have to mention cable dressing just below, like here. Okay, like point below the 87 point. Okay, so you have to mention in extra that this point is belongs to extra. That means the if any point you find, if you any finding is not available at this 87 point, so you have to mention here. Okay, so cable dressing found poor. Okay, so provide the recommendation. It is recommended to improve the sorry, cable dressing. Okay, so cable dressing required in server room, so we have mentioned a cable dressing required or found poor in server room, both are same. Okay, now we'll move on another observation, insulation mat not available. Okay, so insulation mat is not available in front of panel and servo. Okay, so we have to mention insulation point, this point. Okay, so 27 points belongs to the insulation mat. Okay, if insulation mat it is not available, you have to mention this here. Okay, so you have to mention yes here, like that. Insulation mat not available in front of panel and server room. Okay, so you have to mention here not available in front of panel and server room, and provide the recommendation too. The recommendation is you have to know that the Indian standard of insulation mat is Indian standard 15652. Okay, see here, it is recommended to provide insulating mat conforming to Indian standard IS 15652 with test certificate to be provided. Okay, so that one. And the yeah, this is 29 point is belongs to the also the load distribution of current. So you have to remove unbalance, you have to mention balance, because here I can show you that the load is balanced, and also remove the recommendation. Okay, so that means the 3 points belongs to the load distribution. Okay, this. Now I'll move on. Now we'll move on another observation, installation of sand bucket not required near DG area. Okay, so I think there is no point for sand bucket. Okay, so you have to mention in extras, so you have to mention like this, sand bucket required near DG area, sand bucket required, sand bucket required, sand bucket required near around DG area or near DG area. Okay, okay, sand bucket required near DG area. Okay, so that's it. Area, sorry, area. Okay, so now the all the finding has been complete. Now we'll move on. Now I'll move on another point. Okay, so basically we have to utilize this finding as well as these images. So first image we'll put on this report is ELCP RCC not available. Okay, so you have to mention like this. First you use the image of DB and as well as panel. Now you can pick the image. Okay, now you can pick the image. So now you have to pick the at least at 1 to 2 image. Okay, for ELCB and RCCBs. Okay, so I think we have to use this image. Okay, And for checklist and floor point, okay, because you have to mention, because you have to mention this point too. So you have to know that where you mention the ELCB and RCCBs, okay. So ELCB RCCB you mention here, where you have to control F, ELCB, right, find next ELCB, that's it. So that means you have to mention this power distribution electric, you have to copy this, okay, power distribution electrification, and paste here just like this, okay. That's this one already pasted here, so I will, for better understanding, I will again post this, paste this, okay, like this, okay. For as well as you use format painter to get the correct format, power distribution, and let sorry and test solution, okay. Okay, now we push this image. Now move on again, the point number what, point number 23, okay. So to copy such things, okay. Now move on again on image section, and paste the position here like this, okay, and utilize format painter to get exactly the correct you can say that the correct font, actually this is the format problem, okay. So that's why I provide the some spaces between the letters, okay. That's it. Now we'll move on again on this point, okay. So this is a short trick, you have to control C, you have to copy this, control F and control V, so you get exactly same position where you copy this. Sorry, I think this is a error problem. So no, so you have to copy ELCB, because we have to copy the ELCB points here, so we have to mention ELCB, okay. ELCB, yeah, that one, okay. We have already copied this. Now we have to copy ELCB RCCB not available, okay. And you know the recommendation, what it is recommended for 30 mm LCB. So I copy this and now move on, paste here, okay. Here observation, control V, sorry, I think that is not properly copied. So I know what is the observation, ELCB slash RCCB is not available, not available. So I'm going to provide the recommendation. It is recommended to provide 30 milliampere ELCB slash RCCBs, okay. That's it. Now I'll move on. Now I'm going to utilize another finding. So both AC DB found open in ground floor, okay. So change picture, both AC DB found open ground floor. So I have to go through all the images to know exactly which one is belongs to this image. I think this one, okay. So you have to go at the point where you mention such observation, okay. So this is exactly 34 point, okay. 34 point, you have to know that this first you copy this, okay, just below the, okay, where your observation, Control C and paste here. You have to remember this point at point number 34. You have to come again at point number 34 to copy this and this. Okay, so power distribution, electrical installation, that was already pasted here. You have to copy like this, paste here. Image, we have already pasted the image. Okay, so now move again at point number, I think point number 34. Again I will come on and I have to copy this observation. Okay, from point number 34 and paste here. Okay, you can see here. Now you have to copy this format pointer to exactly get the same font. Sorry. Okay, now I'll move on again to copy the recommendation for this point. So this is the recommendation. I'll paste just below this observation. Okay, so now I have to copy this format pointer. Okay, now I have to copy this just to get the format. Okay, here. Okay, now you have to change the serial number of finding. This is the third finding. Okay, so now I have to check which point I'm going to use. Door found broken. Okay, so now we have to apply the image of TG here. Door found broken. So we have paste the image of TG here. You can see that the TG door has been broken. Okay, so now I'll move on to copy the such observation from above, where we already mentioned such observations. TG door at I think it's the point number 9 where I mentioned such things. Okay, so first of all you have to copy this. Okay, and you know where I'm going to paste. That's it. Okay, this is the format printer I'm going to use. I think, yeah, journal. Yeah, this is a format problem. Otherwise I'll get exactly the same font or space. General inspection, comment, and showcase same. I think same thing paste here. Okay, now this point has been complete. Now I'm going to paste this point. Okay, so you have to copy this from what at point number 9. You have to copy this. Okay, it's gonna PTG and paste here. Now use format painter. Okay, now I'm going to copy the observation. Okay, point number 9. This is observation. TG door found broken. Okay, TG door found broken. You have to provide the recommendation here. It is recommended to replace / repair. Okay, this is a third image. Now I move on the fourth image. I'm gonna move on fourth image. Okay, first we copy the format because it make easier to us. Okay, so now this SLD not available, both panel DBs, cable tracing required in server room. So first I move on the cable tracing required in server room. So cable tracing basically means that cable is not proper. Okay, so I have to paste the poor cable tracing image here. You can see that the cable tracing is not poor, cable tracing is poor here. So you know what, where I mention here, so I will show you that cable tracing point. Okay, for extras you have to mention here general. For extra point you have to mention here general inspection, because cable tracing point gets into the extras general inspection. And this is our fourth finding. You have to mention here any other recommendation. You have to mention here your observation. What was your observation? Observation is cable tracing found poor in server room. Okay, so it is recommended to improve the cable tracing. Right now I'm going to paste another image. So first we have to copy the format. Let's Control V. Now change the number. That's the point number 5. Our fifth observation is insulation mat not available in front of panel. Okay, so we have to, insulation mat is not available. So first you remove these points. Okay, and copy. Oh, insulation mat not available. So you have to move on insulation point. Okay, insulation point is not available. So you have to copy at point number 27, because observation and finding you got from regarding to insulation mat from point number 27. Okay, that's it. You have to copy this. Okay, general inspection, you know already, inspection, and paste here, and also paste here. Okay, now use a format painter. Okay, power distribution, and electrical installation. Okay, now you have to change the image. You have to select the image where you get that insulation mat is not available in front of electrical panel. Okay, So this is our first image. Okay, now I have to select another image to see. So make a format. Okay, now here I'm going to paste another image, okay, of panel where I get that the insulation is not available because it's two LT panels. Okay, and to get this you have to remove this. Okay, and got at point number 27. You have to copy this and paste here. Okay, use format painter. Air condition of electrical. Okay, so now again I have to move 27 point, move on 27 and copy this. Okay, and paste here. Use format painter. Okay, now remove the recommendation. At point number 27 I'm going to copy the recommendation. Okay, and paste such recommendation just below the observation. Okay, now use format painter. Okay, so that one, sand bucket required near DG area. KK build is in required server room. SLD not available, both panel TV. So you have to format, you have to copy this. Okay, and paste like paste just below, make a row like this. Okay, so that is I think all the images has been applied here. So you can see here that how to utilize the image, okay, according to the MOM finding. Okay, so that's it. I think you see that that is the proper format how to piece image. I have told you that how to utilize the image 6. Okay,